Hi, I'm here in the Future Envelope conference at Circularity Now, and I bumped into Linda Hildebrand. She is a professor at a university in Aachen, and today we want to talk about the R strategies. So hi Linda, nice having you here. What are the R strategies?
The R strategy are basic guidelines which give some recommendation what to consider first when designing a building, and they can also be applied in facade design. So it is a hierarchy starting with refuse and then works down to very more complex strategies.
Mm-hmm. So there are 10 in total, which are a little bit much. Which one should I choose as a facade engineer?
Yeah, there are actually different models. I know models where they have 6, 9 and 11 strategies, and the idea is that it is sort of a pyramid. You start in the top and then you work your way down. So when the first strategy doesn't really work, then you look into the next principle and try to apply this one then.
So going from top to bottom. Mm-hmm. Regarding that, so we have 2 up in the top, rethink, reduce. How can we incorporate those 2 R strategies in the beginning of a facade project?
So rethink is really wants to make you reconsider if you actually need the assignment. So it's a question of the demand. So is it really necessary to build something new, or could we repurpose something? Could we maybe, when we think of the design of a building, could we maybe add this functionality to a different building and then not have to build the new construction at all? That is the rethink principle. And if we think about reduce, we could approach it in 2 ways. We could reduce the weight of the material, and that also relates to facades, where we could then think about a light facade, and the other approach would be reducing from an environmental perspective, so use life cycle assessment to optimize a facade, and that could then give you all sorts of material solutions.
Very interesting. So going a little bit down the pyramid, now we are at reuse and remanufacture. In regards of maintenance and lifespan, what are the advantages? What are possibilities? How can we apply them?
For a facade, we have different options. For instance, in the urban mine, a lot of buildings don't serve a purpose anymore. These materials become vacant, become a design potential for us, which could be applied in a new construction, and for instance could be used as cladding material, but also could be part of a window, of a transparent part. We know companies where where they work with reused glass sheets and make them into new components with reused and new materials, and I think that would be a good way of approaching that.
And when we apply them in the industry, are there some restraints that we have to think about?
Yes, of course. There are. It's not common practice to do that. We see prototypes where this is possible, and we need the industry to collaborate, and we see that companies are more willing to engage in this activity, and I think it's up to them to present products to the market which then can be more easily applied.
In general, our strategies, what are your thoughts on the future? How can we proceed?
I would say that we have a big potential, especially if we think about the reuse of materials. They are also a storage of memories, a cultural storage, and it would be, it's a nice chance to prolong this the use and maybe store this history and present that to a new function and to a new building. I think that offers a lot.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Linda. And thank you for listening, and see you in the next interview.